lineage is?
Well, lineage is going to be one thing versus genealogy, pedigree. What I do, actually, depending on what are you trying to find? You know, some people just want to say, hey, I heard, I'm Native American background. Okay, so what has to happen then? You got to try to figure out who in your family was versus genealogy. I know my father, so I want to know who his father was, who his father was. So I'm trying to see how we are related bloodline. And then, because sometimes it's just a matter of you were adopted or you were raised, in a certain family. That's going to be different too versus bloodline, because you were not. That's not your biological grandfather, but he adopted.
Okay, I'm familiar with that because I just want to know, because you said lineage, and I'm like, what would be your lineage? Yours?
Oh, so in my case, it would be my father, my grandfather.
Who would that lead them back to?
How far?
Yeah.
Oh, if I could get the records, I may be able to go all the way back to some cases Africa, some places Jamaica, so on and so forth.
Okay, how about here?
In Memphis?
Yeah. I'm not talking about America, period.
You mean
America. You said
Oh.
Memphis, I'm talking about America in general.
Yeah.
Because we didn't stay, our people didn't stay in one spot. We
Right.
always moved.
That's
what you
true.
call Native American.
Right.
That was us anyway. So they never used the term Native American.
No.
We didn't. Even
No.
Native Americans
It
like the term.
was introduced because they were already here.
Well, we were here. Our ancestors.
I was just saying, for some people, they were broad.
Just very little.
Okay. I think 12 million.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people died coming here. You can't even really put a number on it because many people.
Oh, no.
died.
No. Did you know there are actual records?
I don't know. Hold up. There are records. You made a comment about the record about mulatto because hold up, because Europeans was enslaved too, and they were classified as Negroes.
Yes.
So if we're going to do the history, let's talk about the truth about really went down, because Europeans were classified as Negroes. We didn't use certain terms for one group of people. That came later.
Now from my research, what I found is based on your
You see
color.
that paper?
Your color, right? So let's say you were darker, like I'm darker. So they would probably call me a Negro.
No, they would call us a Negro.
No. I'm just saying. No.
Oh, they would classify me as mulatto. They would take.
That's what I'm saying. So for me, it would be Negro. So, but for you, it may be mulatto or crew drum.
But that's a caste system. That's all it is, a caste system. That's the same.
No.
It's a caste system. That's what it is.
What I'm saying is, so that would be based on, let's say my father was a white man, but my mother was a black or a Negro, then I would be a mulatto. But if my father's father and mother were both white, I would be a Cujo.
I'm familiar with all that, but I'm familiar with it. But that's what they taught us. They taught us those things. So I'm going back before 1800s. I'm going back before the 1500s.
Right.
We didn't get into all these things that we have today. We have these new names that we have.
Oh,
because we didn't get into that. Are you familiar with this guy right here? You should look him up since you're a researcher.
Oh, okay.
Look him up.
Okay.
Who actually is the head of vital statistics.
Oh, okay. Is he out of Washington?
No, he's passed. This is in 1920s.
Okay. I'm not saying. What's his name?
Dr.
Oh, is this for me?
No. You can run a copy off, but see, as a researcher, that's what you're supposed to do.
Sure.
And
by all
build
means.
and show and see why and how they switch. All the Indians were classified as Negroes. What happened? Read it.
No.
Read it.
No. They were not all classified.
Listen, I'm giving you the information. Look him up.
Sure, no.
When you go home.
So have you talked to some actual Native American people?
No, I am the Native. You talking to him?
Okay, no, because
you talking about GI Indians. We're not talking about the government Indians. I'm talking about the ones that look like
tribe?
us.
What tribe?
I'm from the Ananuawea.
Okay, so you were not a part of the 5 civilized tribes.
You heard what I just said?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
No, listen.
Yeah,
I said Ananuawea.
Right.
Cherokee, what you call it today. We didn't use those terms today. Algonquin language.
Oh, by all means, I understand.
So now,
no, it's a European. No, you're right. So as far as Chickasaw, Cherokee, Arapaho, so on and so forth. Yes,
they were Moors though.
Yeah, as far as those terms, those by all means are European terms.
but that's why I said, though, I don't get in. That's why I said we're going to be for that. So now when you look at the language Negro, like today, you walk and do a survey. Matter of fact, the census just went past. On the census report, they had colored, African American,
I don't have access to the copy.
and black.
But I'm gonna give you. We can exchange.
No, I'm
let's
gonna give you my
exchange
information because
we
need to talk because
Oh,
the
definitely.
information is it's not like for the grown people.
Yeah.
It's cool, but for the we educating these young ones and we're lying to them a lot. So either it's lack of information, or we know and just holding things back to make ourselves look good. Because I did radio and I still do. I do film, but I also do lectures. I build on these type of things. Us being Moors, and that's another thing you should look up about the Moors.
Oh.
Because the Moors were already here, and that's your ancestors also.
Yeah.
So that's why I asked you about the lineage and the genealogy.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Genealogy means your genes. So if your genes is here and is over there, it's all the same people. We all the same people, all of us. But nobody's really speaking about us being Moors and how the land was already ours. And that's how we take it back by the land, your inheritance. And not his story, heritage, which is always coming from the mother, which is from the woman. His story is his story he's telling you. See what I'm saying? He's telling you a story.
So you believe your bloodline comes from your mother?
I don't believe, I know.
How does your bloodline come from?
Everything's come from the mother. This was a matriarch society. We didn't come from a man, we came from the woman. Show me a man that doesn't have a neighbor.
No. I'm not saying by birth. I'm saying by blood.
Listen, blood can change. I can change your DNA real quick. I can change your system from being alkaline to acid in a heartbeat. Probably what you can ready eat, gonna switch it in a minute.
So the seed is in the woman?
Always, isn't it?
Well, I always know the seed being in the man.
Really?
That's, you know.
But I
I'm just
understand
saying,
that. But this
yeah.
is what we were taught. We all went through
Yeah.
this educational food system. We went to 12 years of brainwashing camp. Then we went to another 5 years to 8 years, and another brainwashing camp. So now we know nothing about our history. So we only being taught. See, because history, slaves get their history told to them. Free people make history. So we always made our history. We told it. It was verbal, not written. Like in the Quran has to be memorized, not written. So a man can write something there, I can go in behind you and change it.
Sure.
There you go. So
Sure.
I don't follow those documents.
Right.
So what happened was an oral tradition that we used to do.
Right.
When you go right here, and you'll see the oral tradition that we were doing, sitting amongst each other, and we all sitting here, and then you branch off and you say something different, but yet we know what really went down, so we come together and say, no, man, that
That's
ain't
not
what
right.
happened.
Right.
That's what Europeans did.
Right. Oh, they sure did. Yeah.
So why
do you
we
have a
follow-
document on it?
Yeah, why we gonna build, so why we follow behind?
No, do you have a document on it?
On what?
On what you just said?
Yes. I got over 55 DVDs,
Okay,
bro. We
because
building this.
you are correct. There's a document, actually, if you look at the 1890 census, it talks about the 5 civilized tribes that were, of course, identified with, as being Chickasaw, Cree, etc. But what the tragedy was, of course, they were not Chickasaw to them. This is who they were called. So if I talk to you, what tribe did you say you're from?
I don't know what we are.
Okay.
What you call
To,
Cherokee.
to the average person, I can't say that name because
Why not?
no. My thing is because they would not know. I would not know who that was with my growing up.
Okay.
So education is a process.
That's true.
So if I could say, hey, this is what you know it by, but this is what we know it by.
But as a teacher, it's your job to teach.
Yeah,
So once you do that, and this is what the school's supposed to
And
do,
it's a
once you get to
process.
that
Sure.
there,
Sure. But
then you're supposed to elevate them and say, this is what it is today.
Sure.
And this is what it is. But I don't see that happening. I travel many states, and I don't see that in
Well-
all these so-called universities, wherever we want to be on CNN, CBS, whatever, all this other stuff we keep coming up with.